Skin tightening without surgery? That's what they're calling it. There's a new treatment. It's called Elicor, and that's exactly what it is. It's skin tightening without a knife, without anesthesia, any of that, and it is to help with sagging skin. I just had my first treatment. I wanted to walk you through it, tell you what it's all about, and my journey, my experience. Before we do that, I wanted to tell you what I currently have had done on my face as far as treatments, procedures, that type of thing, so that you can have a well informed tutorial of what is already going on. So, first of all, I'm 57 years old and I have aging skin just like everybody else that's my age. I have sagging skin, I have wrinkles, I have age spots, the whole thing. Well, I do use Botox and filler. Currently, right now, I do have Botox in. So what that means is when I smile like this, you're still going to see the wrinkles right here, but you're not going to see the wrinkles here. And then when I try to raise my eyebrows, you're not going to see, it's going to be a smooth forehead. And so it just sort of freezes those wrinkles, not all of them, because I don't want my face to look completely frozen, but you can see that I still do have some wrinkles, but not as many as I would normally have, especially through the crow's feet and the 11s right here. As far as filler goes, yes, I do use filler. I love filler, but right now I don't have any filler in my face. I like to have it right here in my cheekbones and to kind of plump this area, and a little bit right here in the marionette lines to plump that area, and underneath right here in the hollows under my eyes. But right now there is not filler in my face. So that's what we're working with right now. What is Elicor? So that is a treatment that you can have done to help tighten your skin. And the way it works is they take this, it looks sort of like a gun, and they'll sort of like into your face. And what it does is it's got needles that stamp into your face and literally take out cores of skin, tiny, tiny cores of skin out of your face. Nothing's being injected into your face. They're pulling skin out of your face. And the reason is because then your body will, in its natural, what it does naturally is to tighten and cover those holes, like heal from the holes, which is then going to tighten your skin. So it's sort of tricking the skin to tighten because you're creating tiny, tiny, tiny pores that would want to close. So that's sort of like the easy way to explain it. So let me tell you about my journey. I was in for a consulting appointment, and they asked me all kinds of things, like what areas do you want to address, and they only do it from here down, because from here up your skin is too thin for it to puncture through. It needs to have somewhat of a little bit of fat under there. It can't be too thin through here. So that's why they only do it from here down. So we talked about the area that I wanted from here down. On the day of my appointment, they had already prescribed me a Valium, and they said, go ahead and take it 30 minutes before you arrive for your appointment. So I did. I took one Valium 30 minutes beforehand. When I got there, they took my vitals and they put numbing cream all over my face to numb the areas that they were going to inject with a numbing cream like lidocaine. They were going to numb this whole area, because if it's not numbed, it's going to hurt. And so you want it to be well numbed. So starting with the cream, they let that numb up first. Then they injected lidocaine kind of everywhere around here so that the actual treatment would not hurt me. Let me just say that I am a total ninny for pain, okay? I don't like pain. I like cringe. I like it. I'm a real pansy when it comes to anything pain. So when I did get there, and I'd already taken the Valium, and they took my vitals, they let me know that my blood pressure was a little bit high. I never have high blood pressure, ever. So I said, well, could that be because I'm really nervous that it's going to hurt? And she said, yes, that could be it. So she said, would you like another Valium? Yes, I wanted another Valium. So I actually had two Valium before the procedure. So just wanted to let you know that. Now, I will tell you this. What hurt the most out of everything that day was the injections for numbing. So if you can get past the injections to numb the area, the actual procedure, it really doesn't even hurt at all, at all. So that's the worst part. The worst part for me, anyway, in my experience, was being injected with the numbing for everything. So that was just part of it. So after I was completely numbed up, then they started with the procedure. And like I said, it looks like a sort of like a gun, like with a little trigger, and it creates a stamp mark. And it just, and they sort of make these stamp marks all in rows, all over here, around my mouth, because I do have lines around my mouth that I wanted my skin tighter in that area. And so they stamp all over your face. Now, when they're doing the stamping, blood is, that's just, it's going to come out. So they're constantly wiping. And then when we were all done, then they put Aquaphor on it, and I was sent home. This is a picture of me in the car immediately after the treatment. It looks very scary. It's just reality. That's what I looked like. I was very swollen. I was very red, and I could not speak clearly because I was so numb. My husband could understand me, but I could not speak clearly. So you definitely need to have somebody drive you there and drive you home, because I was on Valium and all the things. So my husband was there for me. But I also want to show you, this next picture is from that very night. So the same day, I had the procedure done at 10:30 in the morning, and then this picture is at night, and you can see big difference. The swelling had gone down a tremendous amount by that evening. Now, they told me that the swelling would go down almost 100% by that night, which it did, and they told me that the numbing would be gone pretty much by the next morning, which it was. So all of this was true. Like the swelling and the numbing was like way, way down by the next day. So how did it feel as far as on my face being home? It didn't hurt. It really did not hurt. I could feel that I had something done. I mean, it was sort of like, I don't want to say a burn, but, it's hard to explain, but it didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me. So I had to keep Aquaphor on it all day, that first day. And then you wash your face twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, with a very gentle cleanser, just very soft. And use a different towel every time you pat dry. You don't want to reuse a towel the next day. And then put a layer of Aquaphor. You sleep in it. You sleep with that Aquaphor on the first 2 days, first 2 nights, okay? So the second day, same thing. I would gently cleanse in the morning, gently cleanse at night, and wear Aquaphor all day and that night. Day 3 is when I was able to gently cleanse and just use skincare. That's it. Skincare and SPF. So that's what I did. On day 3 and 4, I used just exactly that, skincare and SPF. And so I'm going to be inserting pictures here, and you can see up close, you can see the differences between the treatment day and then the next day. You can see the differences between the treatment day and day 2, and then from day 2 to day 3, just in and out, you'll be able to see how the stamp marks just fade and fade and fade. All right, I'm going to move in close. I'm in front of a window so you have good lighting and there's no filter or anything on here. I just want you to see a close up. This is day 5 since the procedure. So I'm going to move in and show you what it looks like. I still have some bruising right here, right here. Here's this side. I do have a bruise right here because they did do some stamping underneath here, and so they injected right there to numb this area. So this is day 5, and you can see how I look. You're able to wear makeup by like day 4 and day 5. Day 3 and 4, you kind of maybe just sunscreen, maybe by like day 5 makeup, but you can kind of tell when your skin feels like you can actually put something on it. But definitely listen to your doctors and the nurses. They're very wise. They can tell you, a good timeline for you. Now, another thing that I did to sort of help with the healing process, and I asked permission at the doctor's office to do this, was red light therapy. So I have a red light therapy mask that I use aside from this. Just I use it because it helps with skin tightening. And I asked permission to use that to sort of help the process along, and they said yes. So each night I would use my LED mask for 10 minutes. So I don't know 100% if it helped with the healing process. I did use it, and this is how I'm healing. So there's that. Not everybody uses the LED mask, so that's just, that wasn't advised to me. That was by my doctor. I just asked permission, and they said yes, that it could not hurt. And so that's why I did the LED mask. So you're supposed to do this in a series of 2. So this is day 5 of my very first one. I am going to have a second one, and I will bring you along on that journey as well so you can see the before and afters. Now, for right now, this is day 5, and I'm not going to see the results just yet. It might be, 3 weeks, three or 4 weeks before I see the real results from this very first Elicor treatment. But I wanted to bring you along on the journey with me so that you could see what it looks like. Who is the ideal person to have the Elicor treatment done? Well, that would be somebody who's maybe in their late 30s or 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and up. So not a young person, not a 20-something, not a younger 30-something, because the whole purpose is to tighten sagging skin, and most women in their 20s and in their early 30s, they don't have sagging skin. So you need to be a little bit, they say maybe 40s and up are good candidates for this. And so I'm 57, so they said I was, a great age for this to work really, really well and have results that I'm going to be very pleased with. So I am super excited to see the results. Now, for local friends, I had this done at Weiler Plastic Surgery in Baton Rouge. Kelci is the medical esthetician that did my procedure. She was wonderful. She was very, very in tune to, are you okay? Is there anything you need? Did that hurt at all? How are you feeling? Just a constant communication with me to make sure that I was okay, that I wasn't anxious, that I wasn't feeling pain, that I was as comfortable as I could possibly be. Very, very kind to me, very attentive to if I would nudge or anything, she was just right there to say, what can I do for you? Are you okay? Did that hurt? Which I appreciated so much because I was nervous. I was really nervous. So Kelci was amazing. So if you are in the Baton Rouge area and you're looking for a local place, definitely check out Weiler Plastic Surgery and tell them that Michelle sent you. Big question, how much does it cost? Well, That depends on a lot of things. It depends on the area that you live in. It depends on how much they actually do. So some people may have more done than I. They may have more less than I. So it really, really just depends. So you would have to need to call your local person or have a consultation. I would say it runs anywhere from about $2,000 to $5,000 depending on how many treatments you have and how much you have done. Like all of it is circumstantial on your specific needs. Next question. How long does it last? How long does the results last? Between 5 and 7 years. And to me, that's huge because I'm not. Now, I'm all about filler. I'll do filler. I like it. I don't have a problem with that. Some people do. I don't. Having something injected into your face to plump it up. But this is a way to tighten and plump your skin without putting anything into it. And so it's like it's naturally doing it itself. So that's pretty cool to me to be able to have that done. And you're not injecting anything in. You're actually just like removing course of skin. And to have that kind of longevity for it to last 5 to 7 years, that's huge. That's huge. So I think that's a win. I love it. I think that it's a great treatment. Am I glad that I've done it? So far, yes. I mean, I can't wait to see the real end results, but as of right now, as little downtime as it was, and really I work from home, so that really wasn't a factor for me, but if you work in an office, you work away from home, you could put makeup on as soon as day 4 or 5. So typically you could have it done on a Friday, and by Monday you could have light makeup on and you'd be fine. And then by like day 5 you could add concealer around any of the bruising that you have. And so the downtime is literally very, very minimal. Please feel free to ask me any questions. I try to be a very open book here on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere I am on social platforms, because I want you to have the most information that you possibly can. So please know that I welcome any questions that you have, and I will be completely honest with you, I promise. And if you're not yet subscribed, please tap the subscribe button. I would love for you to continue following me on this journey, and I can show you the results when they finally, are here, and then when I do the second treatment, how that goes. If you like this kind of stuff, if you find it just interesting and you just want to follow along to see, please join me, become part of the family, tap the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any videos. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I appreciate it so, so much, and I will see you in a few days.